Here we are again, the Pipe Major's Kilt Part 2. He came by for a fitting. I tried it on him. I made the necessary marks, and now I'm getting to work. So, started off, I marked the position of the inside apron strap, and here I've marked it with chalk, but I've overcast it with thread because, of course, this clay chalk is dust and it'll fade quite quickly. I seem to remember finding the wax chalk was not the best suited to this cloth because it didn't always come out, so I'm using clay chalk this time. So having marked the position of the inside apron, I then marked where the edge of the outside apron came to, and there's enough of a gap that I'm gonna want to correct that. So that white line there showed where the outside apron was falling to. So moving to the outside then, what I've done is I've blown open the seam and I've transferred these dimensions. So this is 2 inches, 3 inches plus, 4 inches all the way down onto the outside apron. So we have, I'm dividing the distance in half so we have the same center line in the kilt, of course, because that's important. So from 2 inches, I have just a little over an inch on either side here at the apron, or sorry, at the strap and buckle, to a little over 1 5/8 inches at the hip, out to 2 inches all the way to the bottom. Now I've marked that with blue chalk, but I'm going to run a basting stitch along that with white thread because, of course, that's going to that chalk's going to fade pretty quickly. So I'm going to do that. Same thing on the outside apron. I've blown open the seams. We can see where the new edge of the apron is going to be. So my next stage, or my next step I should say, is I'm going to plug in the iron, my marvelous 1905 GE hot point iron, and I'm going to iron out, I'm going to steam out all of these creases so I have flat cloth, and then for concurrent, I'll find something else to tailor for concurrent activity while this cloth dries, because wet cloth is difficult to tailor. And I've also discovered that this old cloth of mine is quite disappointingly stretched. So that gives me the excuse to replace this canvas inside, because I still maintain this is the best practice. I'm going to use a slightly heavier grade of canvas. Hopefully, one would hope that'll stop the stretching in the tartan, because anytime the tension is communicated to the tartan cloth, we have a bit of a problem. So we're going to try to prevent that from happening in the future. So press it, rip out the canvas, apply new canvas, and then basically carry on as a new kilt. The other thing I'm going to do, and I cleared it with the customer, is the tartan top band. It's a nice touch in civilian kilts. In civilian kilts of lighter tartan, or lighter weight cloth, but this is the heavy military 22-ounce stuff. And when added, doesn't look like much when it's sewn on, but it adds that much volume to your waist, not a slimming effect. So that goes in the bin, and fortunately, I have found a supply of the correct cloth, the wool tape, woven wool tape, that the British Army and the Canadian Army and the Highland regiments has been using since at least the 1860s. So I have a first-rate source for that, so that will be on top, the proper top band as we see in this kilt right here, which the fellow will be picking up in a few minutes. I'm not going to put loops on it because I don't want them to hang their kilt. So, new canvas, new top band, new lining, and let's see how this holds up for the next 20 odd years of use. I'll check in with you later.